Online gaming first emerged in the early 1970s on a platform called Plato. During this period, people could interact with one another on terminals. These first games were called MUDs, which stands for Multi-User Dungeons. When the 1990s rolled around, the first ever first-person shooter game, Doom, was released. The game Doom changed the gaming community with its amazing 3D graphics. The game also had a LAN that players could join and play together. Later in the 20s, games that we know now are more present, like Halo, Call of Duty, Steam, World of Warcraft, and Minecraft. When you finally take the leap into the gaming world and getting the right PC for you, you need to decide whether you want to go out and buy one or build one. If you decide to take the route of building your PC, one of the biggest pros about it is you can get to pick each part that goes into the computer and how it is designed. Creating a PC can also be beneficial because you can customize the amount of money you spend, but don't think building a PC is easy. It can be stressful and time consuming if you've never done it before. Choosing to buy a PC can be a great thing because you aren't just purchasing the PC, but the warranty that comes with it in case it breaks. Also, you'll have every program pre-installed and tested by manufacturers, so you know everything runs smoothly. For a computer to function and get online to a server, you will need these main parts: the motherboard, optical drive, solid-state drive, central processing unit, random access memory, power supply, video card, hard drive, and the card reader. The motherboard is there to connect all the other pieces. The motherboard more directs everything to the right location and makes sure the power is proper. Similar to the motherboard, the central processing unit, which is responsible for interpreting and executing a good majority of the commands from other hardware and software. To convert power from your outlet to other computer parts in your computer, you have the power supply. Your solid-state drive is the primary storage that is formed through semiconductors rather than a magnetic media like the hard drive, sort of like the RAM or random access memory, which is used for temporarily storing data. There is also the solid-state drive. You have the hard drive, which is the most significant data storage software. This is the computer's working memory. The optical drive is where the insert your CDs, DVDs, and BDs. Now, most computers these days don't have them, so there is more of an option to have one for your PC. To send graphics to your monitor, a screen where you look at what you're doing, your video card will provide that.
Software is also an important part of making online gaming what it is. One important part of video game development is the programming language the game is written in. There's a few common programming languages used in video game development, but C++ and C# are the most commonly used languages, but Python and Ruby are also used to a lesser extent. Photoshop is another piece of software that's used for creating game assets. Online gaming in specific was only made possible due to the growth of broadband internet. The internet uses different protocols, which are a system of rules that govern how the information is shared. The main protocols that used to be for gaming back in the 90s were LAN protocols such as IPX. Games started to move from this protocol and onto the internet using TCP/IP protocol model, which is a four-layer networking model, and is a system of protocols arranged in a four-layer system. This pretty much means that gaming was possible with users far away from each other. However, you wouldn't be able to connect to anything without the use of gaming servers.
You make. When the data transfer from your device to the server begins to fall behind, it causes lag, making interactions and inputs delayed, with duration depending on how far behind the data transfer is. While this lag can be a major pain, when data fails to transfer for a longer period of time, it ends up kicking the player from the server. Due to the fast pace that a lot of online games provide, those playing with others who all have stable connections don't realize how much data transfer is going on. When an input is registered, the device puts a timestamp on the input. Then it transfers the data over to the server, and that input is registered as completed at that specific time and is sent out to all other players at the same timestamp in order to keep all the players' inputs going at the same real time. This ensures that a well-running game is kept. The delay that devices have before transferring data over to the server is called latency. More latency causes the timestamp that is transferred over to the server to fall behind, thereby giving players with lower latency priority with their inputs over high latency players. Bad connection can also be caused by other things, such as the CPU load on the computer, the client update rate, and the server tick rate. Gaming servers are designed in order to keep lag at the lowest possible amount, but due to potential problems on the player's end, it can result in a less optimal result.
As for the cloud is used as a primary provider for server capacity. Many gaming companies use hyperscale cloud servers to operate their online games. Hyperscale cloud service is a data center that has more than 5,000 servers and 10,000 square feet. It is usually used by games that have many players playing at the same time. For example, Fortnite with its 125 million players and up to 3.2 million concurrent sessions relies on hyperscale cloud service to deal with volume spikes and provide robust and global infrastructure. Also, the cloud will play a bigger role in the future in online gaming with a new technology called cloud gaming. Cloud gaming refers to a game that resides on a company server rather than the user's computer or device. The user enters the game by installing a client program that can access the server where the games are running.